me sit right up me outside. That's a flag on the play. You out of bounds, out of place. I can tell you mad by your face. Supposed to be my man's why you hate. Seem like do my thing, I do it. It's only a few rooms left, I don't treat them different, love them all the same. Teamwork made the dream work, but you gotta be a team first. You ain't seen hurt, you ain't put in work, you just wanna rock the team jersey. Wanna be first, you ain't verse, you just quit on me like you was worth it. I can't even like it, it hurt me. Cause I know they're robbing me. Just keep it on, just keep it on. You ain't got a lot of me. Don't even say hi to me. I never want, cause I know they're down for me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. Just keep it on, just keep it on. You ain't got a lot of me. Don't even say hi to me. I never want, cause I know they're down for me. See word, made the dream work. See word, made the dream work. See word, made the dream work.
It's filthy. Nah, teamwork make the dream work. Half these rappers never seen work. Bad do Celine purse. She gon' to a dirt. They don't want pressure. Name it on the West fresher. BK with my fresher. See the texture. Money on head, bitch. Tell me worth some. Seminary gon' some. And your baby mama gon' some. 26 on a bench truck with a bad from Dykeman. She Dominican, but she light skinned. Might beat that indictment. This is celebrate. Got 1,000 ones and 1,000. Them seminary boys get money. Where you from? Just 1,000 buns. My Philly got a. She only on the weekend. She mad as at me right now because I was her best friend DM. Miss Field.
Maxo, bust down, Maxo, bust down, seal up, break it down, wait up, bust it down, open up, seal up, then up. It's a buzz down. Got it in the old name, the buzz. We don't even hear, we just buzz down. Got my on the roof, don't make them buzz down. It's a buzz down, run through the grass like a touchdown. Play with it, no buzz down. Try to take my chain, I'ma buzz down. Buzz down, seal up, buzz down, break it down, buzz down, buzz down. 30, 50, 100, I'm down. Stay 10 toes up, 10 toes. Jenny Craig with them. Diamond dance like Chris Brown. Lick 'em out, water don't drown. Neck whip like baptized. Church. MJ with the 4-5. Fade away. No buns. Hey, what? Never like a mummy. Fade to a dummy. Got a lot of young dummies. Go roll rap with the tummy. By the apartment. I moved the in abundance. Buzz on the I split the like circumference. Then up. It's a buzz down. Got it in the old name. The buzz. We don't even hear, we just buzz down. Got my on the roof, don't make them buzz down. It's a buzz down, run through the grass like a touchdown. Really no buzz down. Try to take my chain, I'ma buzz down. Buzz down, seal up, buzz down, buzz down, buzz down. 30, 50, 100, I'm down. I keep high up, yeah, it's my day.
It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. Capital One Arena in our nation's capital. Tonight, the Washington Wizards taking on the Miami Heat. The opening tip belongs to the Wizards as we get going in Washington. It's Wall. And he knocks it down, Jay. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
The drive, right to the basket. Hassan Whiteside sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Anthony. His first effort off the mark. Parker with it. He'll run the offense. Beal. Off the mark. No good. Dwayne Wade to Richardson. And he hits.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Wall into the front court. Down just a couple. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. Richardson to Wade. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Knocked loose. Miami with the basketball. Dragic against the former #1 pick. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 2 for 3 now here in the first. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Dragic with it. They lead it. 4-point game. Wade to Anthony. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Wall with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Dragic with the basketball. Lead is 2. Gets it in the right corner. Anthony. Rebound taken by Wall. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Anthony. Dragic. Dwayne Wade to Dragic. 5 to shoot for Miami. Layup goes down. Well done.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Wall matched up with Carmelo Anthony. To Parker. Not done yet. Josh Richardson rejects it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
From long range, his first quarter struggles from deep continue. It's no good. Into the front court comes Wall. 10-6 our score. Short jumper off the mark. That's out. Last touch by Goran Dragic. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Into the front court. It's Wall. Just under a minute to go in what's been a hotly contested first quarter. From the painted area, won't go down. Dragic into the front court. They can get a 2 for 1 if they play this right. Wall across the timeline. Down 4. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's 3 for 7.
No doubt. About where that one was headed.
Wall into the front court. Shot clock's off as they search for a final bucket. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. First quarter in the books. The Heat with the lead. Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
I know you're wondering why I'm clapping. Both teams came out in the first quarter and they executed. When do you ever see that, Ed? You have to continue to bring those competitive juices into the second quarter, and we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
He'd get control. Lets it fly from long range. Not a good shot there as he misses it. Wizards at the control. Pass stolen by Miami. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Cash is in for 2.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Whistle stops play. Timeout for Washington as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. And a putback slam.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungry.
Hey, come on, screen.
It's Wade. To Anthony. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Parker to Wall. Here comes the screen. To Wall. Parker. Rebound taken by Gortat. To Waiters. To Wade. Anthony. Wade. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Wall with it up top. Down a dozen.
Watch Cutter.
Turns and slams it down.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Throws it down.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year, averaged around 16 a game, the lowest total of his 15-year career.
Wow. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Waiters against the 5-time All-Star. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Waiters. And he finishes at the rim.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Into the front court comes Wall. Down 12. Shot no good there by Portis.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Washington basketball. Wall to Beal. Over to the right side. Parker. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Wade. Fires the 3. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Beal to Wall. He throws it down. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Waiters. Dion Waiters. He's 2 for 2 now. Late heave to beat the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose.
The Heat. Back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Dragic with it. His guys holding the big lead. To Whiteside. Anthony. And he scores, plus the foul. Hassan Whiteside taking all comers. He'll go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. It's Washington with the basketball.
You're on the island now.
Beal to Parker. Jabari Parker. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Richardson. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
To Parker. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And I know I'm not supposed to be biased. I'm not supposed to be rooting for guys, but I'm riding with Jabari. Get your work.
To Waiters. Hassan Whiteside. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
Whiteside. Off the mark. Beal to Howard. It's a big finish. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Runner's good there.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Wizards with the basketball.
Oh, yes, me and you. My ball.
And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Wall
Close out.
won't go down. To Waiters for 3. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. To Wall. Beal to Wall. Dion Waiters. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Richardson guarded by Beal. To Waiters. To Dragic. Not that time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Josh Richardson, not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Into the front court. It's Wall. Down a bundle. Shot from the lane won't go. Miami's got it. Waiters. That pass stolen by the Wizards.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
To Anthony. Beyond the arc for 3. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. Parker into the front court. His guys down big. Wall to Howard. Bradley Beal. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now. Now the Heat going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this 3rd quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Wizards have it. Hassan Whiteside swats it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Dragic with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Goran Dragic. 3 for 6 now.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Knocked loose. That's out. Last touch by Goran Dragic. Beal. Oh, the Heat right there to take it away. To Waiters. Dion Waiters powers it through.
That transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Knocked loose. Trying to cash in. Can't connect. Not the best shot with the defender right there. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3rd quarter comes to an end, and the Heat right now are feeling good. The Wizards in control of the basketball as we start the fourth. And, Jay, they have got to get something going quick. They have not looked good at all through 3 quarters.
Well, here's the problem. Guys are out here a little bit lethargic, a little bit lackadaisical, and sometimes great teams think they can just turn the light switch on whenever they want. That's not the way great teams need to operate to win championships. That light needs to stay on all the time.
Goran Dragic, 4 out of 7.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Waiters, and knocks it down.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Hassan Whiteside, able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistake.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Dragic into the front court. He'll run the offense. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Nothing going here on that drive. Here's a chance from long range. He drills the 3.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance. They're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it.
I'm looking at the bench right now, and the coach is saying, keep pushing it, keep going.
Dragic wide open, knocks it down.
I know the refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. John Wall goes to work. The jumper's off the mark to Richardson. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw's good. Add 1 more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Wall across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Wizards at the controls. Wall. Sizing up the defense. Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Like the confidence, but a tough shot for Dwayne Wade. To Dragic. Wade. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Wade.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Dwayne Wade is going to get a chance at 3 here. For his career, 76% from the line. First one goes down. Second of 3, no good. Washington basketball. Short jumper misses.
Show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
Short jumper won't go down. Dragic to Richardson. Gets it in the left corner. Baseline drive to Dragic. 4-3. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Stuffs it down with authority. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Got it. Count it. That's belief right there on his shot.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. You might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat them by 50, beat them by 50. If you want to beat them by 100, keep shooting more threes.
To Wade. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Off the mark. Dragic. Going to launch beyond the arc. No good. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Wade can't connect. It's no good. Deep three at the buzzer. We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami. High fives all around. This game is well in hand in the final minute. New blood coming in for both sides. Now a steal by Washington.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively. You try to deny the next pass away.
The Heat were simply amazing in this contest. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard. The Wizards seem to give up on the
Game track. Player of the game.
And while you can't track leadership on a stat sheet, it was by far the most impressive thing he did in this game.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.
We got London on the track.
Hey, I need $2 with the $2. With that cook up, with that chula. With your $2, with that cook up. I need $2. I'm in New York.
Too much money, I need like 2 votes. Stacks big and green, I call my pockets the new hook. We don't pay attention to no loose talk. 100 times I had to let it cool up. Amos dancing on me doing a moonwalk. Can't wear my AP, I had to let it cool off. Almost died from pneumonia, had to take my jewels off. We don't argue with these, we just let them tools talk. And get back yours again. Back to back in them Ferraris, we stay horse playing. Run up on us and I'm gon' heck. Private student doing my taxes, I got friends. I put rings on them hundreds, I'm married. You see my money and ice everywhere on them. And we each other cause we don't cherish them. But we don't leak out that info, we can't embarrass them. Can't leave the country, but I got my beef from London. These talk but see me out and ain't on nothing. I'm in the store, I need to go get the. You got 20s, I got hundreds. Too much money, I need like 2 votes. Stacks big and green, I call my pockets the new hope. We don't pay attention to no loose talk. 100 times I had to let it cool up. Amos dancing on me doing a moonwalk. Can't wear my AP, I had to let it cool up. Almost died from pneumonia, had to take my jewels off. We don't argue with these, we just let them tools talk. 200 to Izzy, get my ice here. Plastic, y'all as real as Buzz Lightyear. Say, got that done with the price. I don't with this for we got. Down to that. They don't check none of the artists, so I'm. Problem when you see me get it. 8212 was bracket. I might be in that Escalade, but I ain't lacking. Put that on you, act like I don't know what happened. I hear the story, be like, that was trash. Too much money, I need like 2 votes. Stacks big and green, I call my pockets the new hope. We don't pay attention to no loose talk. 100 times I had to let it cool up. Amos dancing on me doing a moonwalk. Can't wear my AP, I had to let it cool up. Almost died from pneumonia, had to take my jewels off. We don't argue with these, we just let them tools talk.
I'm still under 21, so I can't. But them do my name and they can't wait. Crib came with a court and some legal officials. Cake around my neck, VS1 the crystals. Extended magazines, chauffeur limousines. Before I got a demon. $65,000 jeans. Ball like stuff for lotion. Skirt the Testarossa. All about the guap like a stockbroker. Brother with me. Was mad older. Had to keep it like the OG Yoda.
Too much money, I need like 2 votes. Stacks big and green, I call my pockets the new hope. We don't pay attention to no loose talk. 100 times I had to let it cool up. Amos dancing on me doing a moonwalk. Can't wear my AP, I had to let it cool up. Almost died from pneumonia, had to take my jewels off. We don't argue with these, we just let them tools talk.
We welcome you to Miami, Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, this might be the greatest club in the NBA.
Ooh, Ed, I'm ready. I'm really relaxed, but I get worried. The letters MIA is actually a distress signal. I've seen it personally. A lot of players go missing in action in South Beach.
Well, come on inside the AAA American Airlines Arena and the start of this one here tonight. Won by Charlotte. Walker. Short jumper won't go down. Richardson. Textbook defense. Walker into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Hassan Whiteside sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Wade, his first effort off the mark. Hornets right now in possession. Kemba Walker matched up with Carmelo Anthony. Fires the three. Missed it. To Anthony. Trying to cash in. Yes. It drops. Little drama on that one. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Knocked loose. He'd get control.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Man, he's shifty. Tough defensive assignment. Goran Dragic with the answer.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
And count the basket.
Just remember an old saying here. You're only as good as your last shot, and your last shot went in, so it's time to get going.
Dragic, he made his first effort, but not that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Nikola Batum at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. Missed the second. 0 for 2. Dragic with it. Up by 3. And a pass taken away by Charlotte. Batum to Kemba Walker. Lets it fly from long range. Can't defend it any better. Kemba Walker misses.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Give it to him. Kemba Walker. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Batum. Runner here won't go down. Anthony. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Knocked loose. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Marvin Williams. We have both squads. Goran Dragic. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Charlotte with the basketball. Can't connect from in close. To Dragic. Nice finish at the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. Anthony to Whiteside. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer. For this team, it's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Parker. Add 2 points to the board.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Josh Richardson. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Hornets at the controls of this one. Parker to the basket, but his shot misses. Hassan Whiteside able to recover with the block. That's his 3rd block this evening. Layup goes down. Well done. From 18 feet at the buzzer, and he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there. First quarter in the books. The Heat with the lead. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Dragic into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim. Jay, we're seeing more of the same to start the second.
It's called settle for more. Just because a defender gives you space doesn't mean that you need to take the jump shot. Keep attacking the rim. It will open up eventually.
Goran Dragic. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
You see, the savvy players, they can create contact. They can throw their arms into you, even their bodies into you, and as soon as the refs blow the whistle once or twice and you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
And he's going to the free throw line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 70% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip to Wade. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. Knocked loose. He'd get control.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
To Dragic. To Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges slams it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Wade. Can't connect, it's no good. To Miles Bridges. Here comes the screen. Rebound taken by Gortat. Dwayne Wade. And look out.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would.
Hornets have the basketball. He'd come up with it. Dragic. Oh, that's how it's done.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Knocked loose. He'd get control.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Deep 2 there. Won't go.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Number 23, Carmelo Anthony.
Goes to the left side. Dion Waiters. He's 2 for 2 now.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Into the front court, it's Walker. Down by 15. It's the Heat with the possession. Waiters. Shot from in close, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Carmelo Anthony pins it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Count the basket at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Walker with the basketball. Down a bundle. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
That ball's out of bounds off the Hornets, so it's going to stay with Miami. Substitution being made in this one. Wade. A pass stolen by the Hornets. Charlotte basketball knocked loose. He'd come up with it. Waiters to Anthony. Has a look. Shot by Carmelo. No good.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Oh, the Heat right there to take it away. To Waiters. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Trying to cash in, cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
It's good, and one.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Kemba Walker trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw good. A three-point play as they move in front here just before the break. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Okay, I saw a little bit of a handle there. But let's see if that confidence is still there down the stretch.
Give it to him. Kemba Walker. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
And here's a next-level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Like the confidence, but a tough shot for Dwayne Wade. Parker. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it. That's it for the first half, and the Heat right now are feeling good.
The Heat certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the
player of the half.
Goran Dragic has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Dragic. That's out. Last touch by Goran Dragic. All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway.
Left.
Walker. Kemba Walker trying to convert the extra try. He's perfect from the line so far. Missed the foul shot. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
When I think about Kemba Walker, I think about a self-made elite PG. He's a little guy that thrives amongst the NBA giants, and he's fearless. Let me tell you about how fearless he is. Even Alvin Gentry said he's probably the biggest competitor he's ever seen. You could put him right up there with the likes of Kobe Bryant from a competitive standpoint. That goes to show you that Walker will do anything and everything to beat you every possession.
Shot clock for the Heat down to 3 to Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside, very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Old school equals high percentage.
And a whistle.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Walker. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Five to shoot for Miami. Anthony to Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Batum. To Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First one, count it. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. To Wade. Off the assist.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Josh Richardson, consistent effort. He's at 50%.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
That's his third personal foul. Team foul.
Miles Bridges. Knocked loose. He'd get control. Lays it up and in.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Now whistle, and Charlotte is going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Walker to Miles Bridges. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Josh Richardson. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Can't connect. Parker into the front court. The deficit now up to a dozen. He throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Yes, Marcin Gortat. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Around the perimeter to Parker. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Waiters. Rebound snared by Kid Gilchrist. To Miles Bridges. And the finish at the rim.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Waiters. It's good.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Now the Hornets take the timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Time for some new personnel into the game. Bam Adebayo.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball. Whistle sounds. We have a tie-up. Jump ball. After the tie-up, they'll throw it up and see who gets the possession. Miles Bridges has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. Straight on three. At the buzzer. That ends the third quarter as the Heat enjoy some breathing room. Hornets with the first possession here in the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
And too much contact.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Number 3, Dwayne Wade.
Going to launch beyond the arc. That won't go.
That's me.
From long range. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Parker with it. His guys down 11. No good. To Wade. Tough shot. Hand in his face. He makes them pay.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Parker into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. The pass set it all up.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Parker with it. He'll run the offense. No good. Dragic with the basketball. It's an 11-point game. to Whiteside. Oh, emphatic slam.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Goran Dragic at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Knocked loose. He'd get control. And count the basket inside.
And I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Yes, three-pointer is good for Goran Dragic.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Easy path to the rim.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Has a look. Deep 2 there, won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Nick Batum. For 3. Off the mark. To Gortat. Richardson to Dragic. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Now the Heat going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. Dwayne Wade to Gortat. Around the perimeter. Anthony. And drains it.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch. But great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it.
Let's just let the clock run out. We got to get out of here. I got a dinner to go to.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Anthony to Wade. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And he still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Across the timeline, it's Walker. Down a bundle. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To Dragic. Fires the 3. Cleaning the offensive glass. Trying to cash in. And the rebound taken down by Williams. Batum. And counted at the rim.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Dragic with it. His guys holding the big lead. Anthony. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. You might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat them by 50, beat them by 50. If you want to beat them by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Walker. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. The Heat with the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
Got your baby. I put the soul in me. Sailor on board my feet. All this jewelry, they gon' notice me. And you know I got that roll on me. I put the soul in me. Sailor on board my feet. All this jewelry, they gon' notice me.
I wanna keep my eyes on it. Wanna cry on it. Can I vibe on it? Get live.
All this jewelry, they gon' notice me. Birds in the singing like Jodeci. I cause of my courtesy. Then do a show, pick up my currency. Versace slippers, color burgundy. Rappers be talking, think they hurting me. I took his neck, come work for me. Keep the kissing. Round the city. They looking for me. Coming up watching the on TV like that what I wanted to be. Now the one getting paid for it. They got us a blessing to see. Doing shows I'm on stage for. St. Laurent on my feet.
Got your baby. I put the soul in me. Sailor on board my feet. All this jewelry, they gon' notice me. And you know I got that roll on me. I put the soul in me. Sailor on board my feet. All this jewelry, they gon' notice me.
I wanna keep my eyes on it. Wanna cry on it. Can I vibe on it? Get live.
I told that for me. Drop my top, now I'm a lot of these rappers getting old to me. Publishing, you owe it to me. I'm dropping the top and showing it. Run to the money, we tryna get fit.